Uh, just to reintroduce myself, my name is Amit. I work as the Chief Commercial Officer with Airtel Uganda. It's my 6th year in Uganda right now. And I think I must also acknowledge as Airtel, we're very grateful for having this opportunity to speak to all of you and to make the most out of this. I acknowledge all dignitaries, all members, all protocols observed. I won't take much time. I'll just quickly talk to you about a couple of things about our brand and our financials. As you know, as Dennis was mentioning, while Airtel came in 2010, but the legacy that we carry in the country starts from 1995 with the very first launch of a mobile network in Uganda. And we're very conscious, we're very proud of it. We're very happy that we have some of the customers who have been with our company in any form from 1995. And therefore, we strive to build our brand, a brand which is for all Ugandans, and we try to build it in a way that we are able to give people, our Ugandans, a reason to imagine and a reason to do bigger and better things. And how do we do that? Our role in that comes in by providing the best possible and the latest technologies and the network. By giving that network, by providing that data part, we are able to put the power in the hands of our Ugandans for all our customers to achieve what they really think about. And it is not only about just our technology, it's also about how we communicate, how we talk respectfully, how we talk inclusively, how we talk with our passion, and how we do all our partnerships, whether it is with K2, whether it is with the Kabaka Run, and all the other multiple partnerships that we do. From an investment point of view, I think what are the key highlights that we speak about? The first and foremost, while we have grown, while we have been a big part of the entire journey, we think that there's a huge market potential that is still available from a telecom. We are still an under-penetrated market. I will talk about a bit more in the next slide. And we think that it is a market that has huge potential to actually explode over the next few months. We're just on the inflection part or the curve in that sense. We are present across Uganda. There is no part in the country that we are not present. Dennis had mentioned we made our network 100% 4G in 2019, a feat which was unmatched by anybody for years to come. And that is the kind of advance and that is the kind of leadership that we have taken across the country onto our business. We have a huge, remarkable growth story. I will cover that in the financial slides later. And we are a very customer-centric brand. But when we talk about Uganda story, while we have become big, and I think we will talk about the financial and how the entire industry has grown, Uganda is still at a lower inflection point as compared to not only the rest of the world, but also compared to the other East African countries in terms of both the mobile penetration as well as the smartphone penetration, or even in the data usage. Ultimately, these numbers will catch up with the rest of the world. And that is something that we genuinely believe. It's also a very fast-growing population. And as that builds up, the telecom business and that entire industry will grow in line with that to cover up for those gaps. Point? Yeah. And why do we think we are the ones who are positioned to actually exploit that entire expansion when it comes in? We pride ourselves on being the most innovative and the company that brings the latest technologies. We spoke about 4G. We've launched Volte sometime in about a couple of months back. So if you are on a phone which supports Volte today, your calls will no longer go through the old 2G network. They actually pass through our 4G network, the long-term evolution. What that does is that it provides you with unmatched voice quality. It's a very different experience to have a call on the Volte network as compared to a 2G network. That's the latest technology that we are talking about. We've launched eSIM, a SIM which is not physically present in the phone. It's on the air. It is just like any other app or any other software on your phone. And you can keep switching between the two or between multiple SIM cards to use the two that you actually need. Again, a phenomenal technology, and it makes life easier for everybody. You don't really have a hassle of SIMs going bad, of you losing your SIM cards, etc. But the point is that we bring in the latest technologies. We got spectrum, and I think that's a question of our speed of execution also, we launched the 5G network in less than a month. We do believe that has been the fastest launch of 5G network anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. And we today are at about 50 sites, as Dennis mentioned, and we will lead that 5G revolution within the country. And we have been rewarded by our customers for all of that. You can see the numbers. We have a remarkable story in terms of how our data customers have been growing at a CAGR of about 24%. Our ARPUs have been growing. ARPU is basically the average revenue per customer that we get. And both for voice, it has actually been growing, consistently growing, and our usages have been consistently and efficiently growing. But we do feel that there are other places where there is still a large part of the business that is there. One is an enterprise business, our fixed wireless business, and I believe that everybody who's there in this room should either be or I think is a potential enterprise customer or the fixed wireless customer for us. But that's a different story. We will come differently to pitch for that business. We also believe that we have a huge opportunity in terms of building up ecosystem of content with music, with films, with tie-ups, to bring in that latest content into the country. And as you bring it, that uses our data, that uses our service, and that starts to build a business overall. And that is where it is. So if you look at our financial performance, and I will spend 2 minutes on this, just sharing a couple of numbers. So if you can look at the numbers, we have grown by about a CAGR of 14% or 13.7% over 3 years. But our EBITDA growths are higher. And this year, we're going to grow even more on top of it. If you look at our dividend, dividend payout, it's moved from 276 billion in 2019 to an amount of 359 billion in 2022. And this year, we are projecting it will go to about 500 billion. And our net debt is actually reducing. So we're a very sound financial company. We have been one of the largest taxpayers. We are on a very solid footing. We are in a growing industry, and we think that we are poised to reap the benefits for all the investment and the work. And this is our ambition. And we will continue to push, we will continue to become, and we will lead the growth of the telecom in the country. We are already at about 49% market share, and we think with our initiatives, we will continue to build, continue to grow that. A bit of a summary, I think we have launched an intention to float our IPO. Sometime in the next few days, we will definitely come with our prospectors, and then I think we will talk a bit more in terms of your imagination of what we can do in a company and jointly together. Thank you very much.
So in closing, thank you, Amit. My land friends, you've got many clients out there. We are going to be listing. We invite you to buy shares in this company. I invite you as a Ugandan because it's a profitable company. It's on the right footing. Advise your clients to come and take a part of Airtel Uganda. We have our lead broker out in the tent, Crested Capital. If you have any questions, please do approach them. We'll be able to assist you. And thank you very much.